Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dr. C2000. But before we begin tonight's show, I just want to make a quick announcement. If you did not see the message beforehand, click in the upper right hand corner to vote in the poll and vote Chacho for student body president. That is hashtag Chacho for change. And tonight we have two lovely guest speakers, Miss Kit and Miss Vetlana. Say hello,
Hello.
ladies.
Hi.
Are there any questions or topics you'd like to bring on to the table for tonight's show?
Well, we can pretty much talk about anything at all.
Do you mind if I drop a current world issue, or not a current world, not an issue, but more of a current world topic into the
Sure.
conversation?
Go for it.
The North Korea, the North Korea thing. Now, I would like to hear your true guys's. Like the question is, and then I'll be answering this after you guys see. What do you think is going to happen? What do you guys think?
I think this whole treaty thing is going to last for like maybe a couple of weeks, and then they're both going to get salty with each other all over again, bring up something from the past, revoke the treaty, and go back to war for some other odd years. And just as long as America stays out of it, it won't affect the American people. But if America gets involved, like they do with everybody else's problems, then we're going to be dragged into war again, too. So.
Okay, thank you, Miss Kit and Miss Vetlana.
Uh, yeah, I agree. I think America definitely butts into way too many problems that really doesn't concern them.
All right.
Hmm.
And from me, to me this could go many number of ways, but the two ways I think it could most go is North Korea and South Korea. They join together, and then they get swifty with us, and then we're like, okay, we're gonna have to come in and we're gonna have to kick your guys' butts because they're the ones that started it, or North Korea does North Korea really screws over South Korea and then it just screws everybody up. That's my opinion to it. And
Hmm.
I actually have the high. This is something that has never been done in history. And when I saw on the news that Kim Jong Un stepped over the border, I was actually shocked. I'm like, oh my god. But hey, this could go many number of ways. Um, and is there anything else you guys would like to add to this?
Yeah, when I saw that Kim Jong stepped over into South Korea, I had to make sure I was watching the right video because I had to make sure somebody wasn't impersonating him because he hated South Korea or something like that.
Yes. And we've kind of seen how well our two countries have gotten along in the past. I mean, with our president, our man in chief, tweeting his brains out every single day. But I feel that maybe we or maybe the news kind of puts into that ups the ante a little bit too much.
Hmm.
Then again, this generation is snorting condoms in garbage bags.
And eating Tide Pods.
Yes, so you know, there is many other things that we could point out that this generation is frightfully doing, but it's become ridiculous. I mean, think about it. The people that you see in school, the people that you hang out with, will one day be be working at a restaurant, serving, bussing tables, serving the food, making the food at a restaurant you eat, or if you take your clothes to a laundromat, or not, a dry cleaning service, dry cleaning your clothes, or parking your car, or or selling you your phone, or selling you your laptop, or selling you something, the people that you see doing it up in the bathroom, because I have seen it where a big puff of smoke comes out of the stall, and I want to say this again, because I know I said this in my last video, but I want to make it poignant, and I hope everyone can agree with me on this. I don't care if you do it, if you do it, whatever it may be, but just don't do it at the place where I want to learn.
Mhm.
Because I don't want that. Because I don't want that to ruin my life. If you want to go ahead and do it, then that is your decision and that is your choice, and you have the right to do so. But don't affect me. Where, you know, I come home, and this shit actually happened. I come home one day, and my dad says, he like sniffs for he says, "What's that smell?" He starts smelling around like parents usually do. He smells my clothes, and he says, "Matthew, what have you been? What is that fruity smell on your clothes?" I smell my clothes. I don't know. And then I think to myself, "Oh, I was in the bathroom. Big puff of smoke, because I had to use the facilities, and now I can't anymore." Isn't that sad?
It's it's really sad how you want to go in to use the facilities, but you can't because you walk in a big puff of smoke, and then you go home smelling like something. Then your parents suspect you're doing something, but you're really not. I know exactly how that was. It was very frustrating.
And um, Miss Svetlana, do you have anything to say?
Yeah. I mean, my biggest thing about like just smoking in general or like whatever, I don't care if you do it, but if you blow that in my face, I'm going to be very pissed off at you. And that's, I mean, yeah.
Mhm.
I think we all would be. And aside from that, I want to bring up the safety implications of that. And I would like to know that you guys have heard about the Florida, about Texas, about Columbine. You guys have heard that, right?
Yeah.
It To me it is not enough if, you know, what comes into question when my mind is, if kids are getting away with bringing these electronic cigarettes into the or these electronic whatever into the building, then what's to stop someone from bringing a gun or bringing a knife or bringing an explosive into the building? What's to stop someone from doing that? Please enlighten me.
That's actually a very good question, honestly.
Because I mean, by all means, if kids are allowed, because not allowed, but if kids can get away with bringing a small portable device, which has, and I know some people are going to be in the comments hashing me out saying, no, there's no nicotine. There is. Just like when people say, oh, that button for the the button for the crosswalk works. It doesn't. Or the government isn't listening to our phone calls. They are.
Mhm.
I mean, Jesus Christ, what the fuck's the NSA? Because we've given up. Because we as Americans, we're so, or hell, even as humans, we're so topsy turvy. We don't even know what the fuck to do anymore. It just, but to get back to my thing is, from a safety standpoint, I say it again. If these children are getting away with bringing these small devices, what's to stop them from bringing in a weapon? Please, please, if there is an adult watching this video, please write down in the comments and give me a good answer. Please, I implore you. Or hell, anyone watching this video. Because I know there are some good-hearted people, and I know we make mistakes as human beings. But if you're going to do something that if you're going to do something that mental to bring a weapon into a public building, then you just need to go down to the nearest jail and turn yourself in.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not only making yourself look worse, you're making your public opinion, you're making everybody look it, and I want to state this on the record, and I hope this saying sticks with you two fine ladies and the rest of you who are watching this video. Until it happens to you, then you will never know. And this is actually true for something that happened to me a while ago. And I still can't believe that many people have done this. And I want to say, and when we were at school, we had the Operation Prom. It was a reenactment of a drunk driver who hit another person, and it was like that reenactment of someone dying, someone ambulance getting picked up, and I'll admit I was talking to my girlfriend when this was going on, but only after the fact, after I was done crying my eyes out. Because an experience like that has happened, not a drunken accident or a something of that nature, but an actual ambulance coming to where I was at when I walked in on my great grandfather dead on the living room floor. And I couldn't contain I cried when I saw that it had, and what really pissed me off were that these two people behind me, or well, not behind me, but these people around me would make stupid comments, or make bullshit comments. These adults. Did you say something, Miss Kit?
No, I was just agreeing with you to continue.
Sorry, I can't hear half the things because my ears are so screwy. But these adults are trying to tell you something, and I don't mean like Miss Kit and Miss Svetlana as like in general, like not to them, but as to like people who are watching this. These adults were trying to make us aware of that this is the kind of things that could happen if you drink and drive. You could die. You could never get your life back from that. But, until it happens to someone close to you, you'll never be able to know. You'll never know. And I felt so upset. I mean, even to add to the fact that tomorrow is the 4-year anniversary of my mother's passing. A lot of you may look to me and see this happy, smiling, carefree guy who's always got it made and who can get away with everything. But underneath that is someone who has lost it. Who has lost his mother at 12 due to things he couldn't control. He could never understand and couldn't continue to this day. And this is actually relating to something that a person told me and called me a spoiled white boy and a few other obscenities that I dare not repeat. When I think of that and I say to myself, how dare they? They don't know me. They've only seen what I've done inside of school. They wanted to fight back. They wanted to fight me back and call me a hypocrite for when I was going around trying to explain to kids that they need to stop fighting with their teachers, because what the fuck good is that gonna do? But for this person to call me a spoiled white boy, or for these people to make damn accusations against me because I don't like the one thing that they do, is a bunch of bullshit. If you want to hate me for a good damn reason. If you want to hate me because I don't like it when people vape, I'll say it again. I don't like it when people vape in front of me because I don't want those fucking toxins coming into my body. Then hate me for another reason. Don't hate me for that. You know, I'm the one making these videos. I'm the one putting myself out there. I'm expressing my opinion. You want to do it? You want to express your opinion on how much you hate me? And to those people who watch these videos and dislikes and clicks the thumbs down, sit and listen to some of the shit I have to say. And then leave in the comments, if you're man enough, a good damn reason of why you dislike this video, to show me you've got the balls to actually say your opinion instead of hiding behind the damn screen and saying I hate this person because I have shitty little feelings against them. And I'm not saying that everyone doesn't have the right to their opinion. I'm saying everyone does have it, but give me a good argument to why your opinion is this way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I'm very sorry, Miss Svetlana, and I'm very sorry, Miss Kid. I didn't mean for my emotions to get to me like that.
It's okay. That's what more videos and media and whatnot need more days, is more emotions behind what you say to actually mean what is coming out of your mouth. But I I support everything you just said.
Thank you, Miss Kid. And you, Miss Svetlana?
Hmm?
Is there any before I like, get going on myself and we find another topic to discuss, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, I agree with what Kit was saying. I think it's very important to be emotionally vulnerable, especially when you're talking about topics that are important to you.
Yes. And I do want to say this. For those of you that watch this video and just click the dislike button right away, I said again, please leave a comment to why you disliked it, or leave a comment of any kind, because that helps me. So that way I'm not making the stupid mistake twice. How about Miss Kit, Miss Svetlana? Is there anything you'd like to? Is there a topic you'd like to add to this conversation?
I was just gonna add, like, with anything that you do in life, there's always gonna be people who just like don't care, I guess, or just like hate you for no reason. And I don't think it's healthy to devote your time to their opinions and whatnot.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
because that's just not productive.
I know. And sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's good. I was done.
Oh. And now that I'm calm, I don't mean to act like I care of what everyone, like, if people, like, for the people that hate me, for the haters, I don't waste my time on that.
Mm-hmm.
What I meant was, if you're going to hate me, then have a good enough reason for it.
Yeah.
You know, get to know me a little bit before you start saying this and that and that and this. before you genuinely make a, a hate against me like a person did, you know, because that's kind of what our generation results to now, just cussing and swearing and acting like they won the argument, even though they've horribly damaged someone, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, but I digress. But getting back from the original topic of this, from a safety standpoint, I don't I don't understand how these kids are still getting away with it. I would like to know if there's any. I'd like to know what my school's plan is. I would like to know what my school's plan is in case some maniac does something. Miss Svetlana and Miss Kit, if you'd like to, the first is to Miss Svetlana. When was the last time our school had a drill of any kind?
Usually that happens in the beginning of the school year and towards the very end. So.
Okay. Miss Kit, when was the last time your school had a drill of like any kind?
The last time my school had a drill was last week.
See, our school needs to do what Miss Kit's school did.
I mean, I guess though too, it kind of depends on what drill we're talking about.
Yes,
because if you want to talk about like those lockdown drills, I think maybe having more of those would be important.
Yes, I mean, I'm not saying let's have a tornado drill in the middle of winter. No, goodness no. I'm talking more of like code red, lockdown, stay in place. No,
shelter in place.
Shelter in place. There we go. Because if accidents like this, like what happened in Florida, I'd like to be prepared. I would like to know that I will be safe in my school if something were to happen. Because when I usually do these drills, there are a few kids that don't give a fuck, and tell me if you guys have seen this before. Like, you've been in class and you've been in a drill, and there are these kids that just go on their phone, yell, talk, do stupid shit that would, if this was a real emergency, would get us killed. Have you ever been in a situation with kids like that?
I have, actually. The very last active shooter drill that I participated in, there were kids who were talking above the level that they were supposed to be at, and they kept shining their phones toward the window by the door. And my teacher, she was like, if this actually happens during an actual shooting, then all of us could be in really big trouble and even get killed. And it's just, they really need to understand that those drills aren't to, I guess, punish them or whatnot. It's to keep you safe.
It's to keep them alive.
Someone is being a jackass and trying to shoot everybody in the school. So.
And see, I don't understand what the mentality of some people are, to where they think that is acceptable. I'm not taking into the account or question of the child. I'm taking more into the question of, I hate to say this, but I'm going to anyway. Well, what am I saying? I don't hate to say it because I actually mean it. The parent. That's where I think it begins and it ends with everything that is going on nowadays. Because the way I see it is that the kids who dick around in class the most, the kids that don't give a fuck, the kids that have been, the kids that, I mean, genuinely cause a disturbance, just don't give a fuck. Because I've been in a classroom where the teacher has said multiple times that grades are shit and we need to do better. And I don't think he was directing, and I know he wasn't directing that at me because I've been turning assignments at, like, maybe the 10%, I want to say 5% out of the majority of the classroom was doing what they were told, what they were told to do. Maybe like 7 kids out of the 30, out of the 20 or 30 of us in that room, because mostly this is what I see: kids fucking around on their phone, kids fucking around with each other, or kids just falling asleep. Now,
Well, I am 2 of those things.
Huh?
I said I do 2 of those things.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a big oof.
well, I mean, Ms. Svetlana, I know you personally, and
So, all right, okay. So, let me play devil's advocate. Do you think? Okay, I don't know how to phrase this question.
Go ahead.
But, so since that you said that you kind of personally know me, do you think then that's like an excuse for me, since that if you get on everyone else's ass about that, like, I don't know, I'm just curious. Because
No, I don't.
like,
I don't feel that is that I like. I understand what you're saying. That is a good like, it's like, just because I know you personally, and I mean how just a few moments ago I was just talking about knowing someone personally. No, yes, I don't think it's right just because I know you personally and I don't know the situation going on around another. That doesn't mean I pick and choose who to blame and who not to blame. But when you're genuinely in a classroom and you are blatantly disregarding the teacher, then I think it's kind of like if the teacher said if so and so fucks up, everybody gets in trouble.
Yeah.
I think everybody's gonna blame so and so if they fuck up, because not only does that happen in high school, but it has happened multiple times to me, to where I've had to be punished for someone's misbehavior, or because someone wasn't doing what they were told. And to me, I don't know what to do anymore, because not only is it a waste of my time, but it's also the waste of other kids and the teacher's time. Why? What I don't understand, why isn't there a place to where if you genuinely don't give a fuck about school and you would rather sit and piss around on your phone or sit and piss around with your friends, because I've seen it. I've seen it to where, and this pisses me off the most, to where someone in my classroom asks the teacher for help, but then and then I'm like, I don't want to toot my horn, but I'm good at the subject in question. I ask them, why don't I offer my help? And they say no. And I don't take offense to that. What I find a little weird is you're asking the teacher every single day for help, and yet everyone, and the other thing I noticed is that this person goes on their phone. Every single time. And I'm gonna say it right now. I'm not a saint. I go on my phone, but not when the teacher's teaching. I don't go on my phone when the teacher's teaching. I don't reply to a snap or a reply to an Instagram thing or reply to a text when the teacher's standing up at the board teaching or talking. I go on my phone when the teacher says, "Okay, it is now time to work." And I watch and I'm right now I'm watching House of Cards on my phone and working on my history project or my history assignment. Or hell, I'll even give you a for real example. In my chemistry class, our teacher said, "Okay, here's a worksheet, time to work on it. Go sit where you want or stay at your desk." I sat and watched House of Cards and got my work done. But for the people that genuinely do it when the teacher is teaching or when the teacher is genuinely talking, it's a fucking mind boggle. Because if you're gonna sit there and ask for help, and I don't want this to lean on the fact that it sounds like I'm taking offense to that someone didn't want my help. I'm taking offense to the fact that you go on your phone you go on your phone every day you're in the room, and yet you still ask the teacher for help. You know, tell me if I'm wrong. Does that not seem like there's a little connection to that there?
A little, yeah. I mean, if you are coming to school just to dick around in class and get on your phone, then there's no reason. There's no reason for you to even come to school anyways, because you are just taking up the students' time to learn, the ones who actually want to learn, and the teachers' time, who have to constantly get onto that student because they want to continuously disobey the rules.
There are some teachers who really just don't care. We do it a certain amount of time.
And there's also teachers who just really don't care, and there's also some that just don't pay attention to the students who are being terrible, while some students are working on their work and they're at their desk filling out their behavioral forms or something like that.
I'm sorry, this is very random from an unknown person, but I have a teacher that he will tell me one day I won't like if I'm upset. He'll tell me, "Don't be a disruption." He doesn't really give a fuck what you do. He just don't want you to disrupt his class.
And that's you know, and again, when I made my claim to the counselors, you know what they told me? They
That would
told,
be.
huh?
That would be.
They told me to not worry about those other kids.
That's a good
This was
point.
my argument. This was my argument. But what happens when the teacher has to stop teaching and deal with that student and waste class time? They said don't worry about the kid. Really? How the fuck can I
I
not
mean,
worry about the kid when he's now the main focus of what the hell's going on? It's like,
Yeah.
like what? What do you want me to do? Not focus on the kid, but the teacher's focusing on the kid.
hmm
What I say they implement back into the schools is a three-strike policy. You fuck up once, you get one strike. You fuck up twice, you get another strike. You fuck up three times, your ass is going to
and
the
you're
detention. Your ass is going to the dean or to your counselor.
or your ass is just gonna go home.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, though, I don't think it should take like 3 times in order for somebody to like get kicked out, because I know for like last year with one of my teachers, if you were being disrespectful to him, he would have just kicked you out right away, because otherwise you just keep wasting class time then.
we need more
hmm
of those teachers because not only is it I brought this shit back long ago when kids were fucking around and I wanted to learn. Who does that hurt? It hurts me. It hurts the kids that actually want to fucking learn. It hurts my dad. It hurts your parent. It hurts the parents of the kids who want to learn because they're wasting their money. They're wasting their money on a big fat babysitting service Because kids don't give it. Because these teachers are helpless. Because, you know, and I want to end this question. Who do you think are the only parents that attend the PTA meetings or attend these meetings on how to make the school better? The parents of the students that don't give a fuck, or the teachers of the students' parents that do, the parents of the student that do give a fuck?
I think it's a little mixture between both, but maybe a little more of students of the ones who don't really care about anything but themselves. They just want to make sure they are continuously funding this education that their student is throwing away, whereas the parents who actually do care for their students, they're really not there because they can't in some way.
Mm.
I feel that it's not the students that just don't care. I feel it's the students that really actually just want to make themselves known around the school, as in popular wise, just because they think not very many people look at them. But I promise you, if you're somebody in the school, everybody's noticed you by the time that the year is already in the third semester or whatever. Somebody knows who you are. You don't
Mm-hmm.
have to act out like a dumbass in class just to be known around the school.
And I completely agree, because the only thing you're gonna do by only making yourself an attention getter is you're only gonna get looked at you're only gonna get looked at like you're a dumbass. You know? Oh, look at Jimmy! Jimmy fell off his desk, or Jimmy stuck a thing in the socket, and nearly shocked him, killed himself. You know?
Hmm.
I completely agree.
And and to bring up a point, wait, before we continue, right now the time is 9:40, and we've been recording for about 37 minutes. What I want to bring up is, and I'm sorry, Miss Kit, this might not make reference to you, but this might make reference to Miss Svetlana. A kid took 12 Xanax at our school. And I don't know if this kid is okay. I don't know if this kid has died. But my God, and I heard this from a friend that he took 12 Xanax in front of God and everybody.
That goes back to the attention seeking we were just talking about.
Yeah.
He wanted to be known.
And that's also trying to fit in with the crowd. Like,
He thought if he could do that, motherfuckers would look at him different.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
But you know, the ones who do that only get only get looked at once and then never again. But take me for
Exactly.
example, huh?
Exactly.
But take me for example, when what I'm doing right now is, and this is for the audience at home as well as you guys who are in the conversation with me right now. Take a look at me. I made these little flyers, and I've been handing them out left and right, and people throw, and I'm not a person that gets usually upset about these things, but when I pour my work, or when I pour my heart into this and I work my ass off to make something, and I see people throw it away or don't give a shit about it, you know, hey, at least at least look at it and talk and ask me, you know, hey, what is this for? Instead of just throwing it away.
hmm
Because
I completely.
someone took the time out of there to make that shit. You know, and I mean, I don't get pissed. I mean, it's a scrap piece of paper, and it's a silly little flyer. But when you're gonna blatantly go and throw something away in front of me, tell me why you threw it away. Was it just to piss me off? Was it just because you don't care? You know. I mean, I don't get pissed. I mean, I'm not upset. And you know, when people say that I don't do jack shit, I'm gonna blatantly tell them what a friend of mine told me. I'm gonna tell them, I've done more bullshit. I've done more bullshit than you have in your life. I've gone through more shit than you have in your life. In the next 12 years of your life, I've done worse. I've done more. Who was the one who stood up for woodshop? Who was the one that almost wanted to bring it back? Me.
Mhm.
Who was the one that brought up the bullshit about vaping? Me. Because I have the right to my opinion, and when my life is in danger, or when my life is threatened, because I have no idea what could happen. These things could explode. I could die from the vape, I mean, I know these are way out of proportion, I'm blowing this shit way out of proportion. But when I see it in the bathroom, when these kids are in the bathroom, locker room, I see this bullshit in the hallway. I see this bullshit in the classroom. When my life is threatened, I'm going to act out. I'm going to
Mhm.
say a cry for help. And you know what I did forget? You know what I did for letting my teachers know of what the fuck is going on? I nearly got my ass expelled.
Because they thought that you were doing it along
But
with
listen,
everyone
but
else.
listen, but listen. I'm not saying this in a bad way,
No.
but that's where you fucked up at. You should have letting them expel you, or did you say expel or suspend?
Expel. But the reason I almost
Yes.
got expelled was because I sent an email to all my teachers saying they were doing it in the bathroom, they were doing it on the bus, they were doing it they were doing it in the locker room, they were doing it in the classroom. And that's the only thing that the email said. I said, this is where they're doing it, and I am afraid for my life. I do not feel safe.
You should have let them expel you.
I
After
should have.
that, listen, I'm not saying this in a bad way.
No, no,
After
no.
that, you should have told your mother, right?
Well, my friend, I, I don't have a mom.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, no, no. Hey, again, it's something that you don't be. Hey, don't be sorry. It's something that you didn't know, and like
So, who
again,
is your legal guardian?
my father, I guess.
Okay, okay. You should have took it up to your father so y'all can take it to the school board. And who the fuck can go over the school board? Not a fucking teacher, no fucking principal, nobody. At that moment, I'm damn sure something's gonna happen.
Oh,
I'm damn
I'm
near
sure
guaranteed.
I'm sure it will too, and that's the reason I'm running for student body president, so I can make change.
Oh yes.
You know, because
Mhm.
we didn't vote. Miss Svetlana, did we ever have a vote for the student body president?
No.
And I was
I
told by
honestly didn't
I
know
was told
that
by
was
one
a
of my
thing.
friends. Wait, did somebody say something?
No, no.
Sorry. Sometimes I can't hear. It's this computer. Driving me nuts. You know, I don't remember voting. How am I supposed to know what this person views? How am I supposed to know this person that is elected as in who's in charge of the student body? You know, what do I know? How do I know
Yeah.
what are their viewpoints? What do they view on students who do this kind of bullshit? What do they view on the essay? What are their views? That's like if the American people didn't vote and only Congress, because here's what, only student body got to vote.
Mhm.
Not the student body itself, but student council. Who voted in student council? Who voted these guys in? That's like that's like Congress voting for the president of the United States, and nobody knew, and none of the American people knew the fuck wiser. Because I've asked everybody, did we ever have a vote? No. And for those of you listening, tell your teachers, tell your administrators, tell anybody to vote Chacho, because Chacho can make change, and I support that. I honestly do, because to me it's time for change. So spread the word. Tell them vote Chacho. Chacho can make change, because what he said, he supports equality. He will listen to the people. He will be there when you need him the most. Do you need someone to talk to? He will be there. Do you need a friend and at the worst of your life? He will be there. Do you need someone to just talk to and hang around with? He will be there. He will be a friend to you. And he will let the student body have a voice. He will let the opinion. And the first thing, and if I am elected student body president, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a program to where all the food that gets wasted and thrown out is given to the less fortunate, to those who can't afford a good fancy meal, like me or you or anyone else. Why do they have to suffer? It's not their fault. It's not their fault they chose. It's not their fault the way their life is.
Mhm.
Why do they have to suffer? So I plan to make changes. I plan to give the student body a voice. Spread the word. Chacho can make change. And because I've had enough of it. People tell me, don't get worried or don't concern yourself with this shit. You only have one more year here. I'm not going to listen to them. Just because I have one more year here doesn't mean I still ain't. It doesn't mean that just means I'm still going to be dealing with the bullshit again and again. I'm worried about my future generation and the generations after that. And how fucked up that'll be. I'm worried. I am genuinely terrified of my generation, of the generation and the future generations.
We do need to find a solution, and it does need to take place.
And you know, what people are focused on about more today is issues they don't need to concern themselves with. Like I'll say this. The to me the LGBT community I am neutral. I am indifferent to. I do not support and I am not against. I am neutral. If a man and a man and a woman and a woman and a man and a tree and a woman and a desk and a man in a car or whatever want to be together, then go fucking nuts. Go do it. Go do it. If you two love each other, then go be together. Because the way I see it is America is the land of the free and home of the brave. Not America, land of the kind of free and nobody brave. And I do support my police. Like hell, I went to not a festival, not an expo. But it's like a not a carnival either, but like a. It was like this thing with about like they had all these shops and some vendors. I don't know. Does anybody?
Yeah, I know
I
what
know.
you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I just
What's the name of it? It's like a not a carnival, but like a. What is it? It's like where all these people who have like different shops like what was it? Swap, like not a swap meet. Sure. What
I know
was
what you're talking about. I just
a
it's
flea
not on the
market?
tip of my
A flea market.
yeah.
Something like something of a flea market, not a flea market, but like they had all these shops and businesses. There was an officer, just doing he was there, and you know what I did? I shook his hand. I thanked him for his service. Every police officer that I see, or every army official that I see, I shake their hand and I thank them for their service.
Mhm.
I do not hate my cops. I do not hate I do not hate the people running for the army. I do not hate the people running for the navy. I do not hate the people who protect me I have nothing against that. I believe that we are human and we make mistakes. And when someone says, I hate cops or cops suck, then they must have done something wrong to get them into that situation where they do not like the cops. They must have done something real stupid.
Mhm.
And you know what? If someday I get if someday if I get a speeding ticket, or if something were to happen to me where I'm arrested, I'm not gonna hate them. I'm gonna think, hell, I will thank them for their service because they're keeping the people safe. They're the ones doing their job, and you know it comes to a time when everyone's scared, and that's just my input on it. I want to hear you guys. I want you guys to come back at me with whatever, and I want for all the stuff I've been saying, come back to me. I feel like this has been like a one thing. Like I don't want to do that no more. I want to hear the opinion. I want to slap me with your opinion, guys.
Opinion on everything or just
Like what
little
I like if you
segments?
like from the time I started talking to now, if there's something in general, if it's about the whole thing, if it's about whatever, slap me with your opinion. I'm ready and I'm willing.
Okay. My opinion is that you are pointing out really good points about things that really need to be changed, and things that can't be changed needs to be brought to light, if you know what I'm trying to
Yes.
say. And I just really enjoy how you are extremely passionate about everything that you're talking about. I can actually feel the emotion in your voice, how you're talking about everything. I just really yeah, appreciate I really appreciate how someone is actually brave enough to stand against all the assholes and tell them, "Hey, this needs to change and I don't care about your opinion at all."
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say I don't care. It's just that okay. So me and you have differing opinions. If I can come,
Well,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
oh, you're fine. I was talking about you. I'm not saying you don't care about their opinion. I was talking about the hate comments that people usually try to throw at you. Is what I was
Oh,
trying to
yeah.
say.
Like and then like not just me, but like to the certain community, like to the to the uh, African American community, to the Chinese community, to the Japanese community, to the Mexican community.
Hmm.
And it's become even to a point where you know I don't even know if I can say that if I can't even say those anymore because I don't know who I'll offend.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
if I is me saying the words African American offend anybody? I mean, it probably will, but I mean,
I don't think it'll offend anyone, because although some might get offended, which is totally understandable,
yes,
but it's better than just calling them outside of their race, if you know what I mean.
yes,
Like
like a
being
slur,
using very derogatory words toward them.
like
Which how African American shouldn't affect not one black male. We're African American. I show more of my African American more than Miss Kit does, but that doesn't matter.
no,
Race should not fucking matter about how other people act. Not just black people act out in an illegal way.
no,
Everyone shows
and
their ass in some type of way.
Hmm.
And you know what I see? I don't see color. I don't see race.
I don't see a damn thing.
No, I only see a person. And
Exactly.
what I find funny about this is that how um like when I see a African American person, okay, I'm gonna say something, and I mean this in the deepest of my heart. I don't mean to offend any. Like when I see an African American, and you know how like the thing is like one of the words that has been like said was like black or blacks. I don't know
Yes.
where I don't know where that in general came from because when I see an African American, to me they're not black. They're they're brown.
They're a person.
No, like no, like I don't mean
No,
that.
no. I was I was more or less going along with you. I was just saying I don't see a color on someone. I see just
Yes,
a person,
yes,
more or less.
and I agree with that too. And it, like I agree with like, oh goodness, what am I doing? Yes, I agree with that, and I actually find it a little weird that sometimes people call African Americans like black, and I'm like, I have never met like
Can I just interrupt and say something?
yes
Mhm.
before I say something stupid.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say, I think like overall in American culture, people tend to be like way too PC and like I don't know. I just think overall like people are so concerned about like not offending others, and I don't know. I just think people are getting way too
I
soft about that. You
I
know?
disagree on that one. People don't give a
Well,
fuck
no.
these days.
Okay. Well, let's like look at the white community for a moment, because yeah. Um.
But I very little see where you're coming from. There are a few people in the world that really actually give a fuck about other people's feelings, but majority of this world that
Does not.
doesn't give any. They don't care.
I think
Okay.
Miss
Well, also too,
Svetlana.
like
Oops,
we
sorry.
live like in a very like liberal state though too, and that's like different from
Yes,
your state
and like in
because people
Arkansas,
here.
Hang on.
go
I
ahead.
was gonna say because like people here really care about being like PC when in like your state they really don't. So that's what I'm trying to get at.
That's also really true. Oh.
But
Hmm.
it's like vice versa down here. Y'all may care if someone goes in front of you at McDonald's for say. People actually get into arguments and fist fights down here because
Hmm.
somebody took their spot.
Depending on where exactly you are here,
Yes,
and depending on if someone has manners and says, "Oh, I'm sorry that I cut you off and I
The
did
pride down
this."
here is a different story. They're
Yeah, they just have way too much pride down
Hmm.
here.
and what I think Miss Svetlana is saying is like who's seen South Park?
Yeah.
everybody.
I've
Well,
seen it.
in this chat, like who's seen South Park? Miss Svetlana, Miss Kit, you guys have seen it,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What like I've watched every single. I think the last one I watched was when the last thing I remember seeing was when they brought the internet explode like the internet episode like the internet exploded and then they brought back the internet and then like the one thing to me that show is a stroke of genius. But to some people say, "Oh, it's trash. Oh, it's garbage. Oh, it's crude," because they're only focused on when they say a swear or when they say something derogatory. There is an actual underlying message to this. to these shows, to this program. What Trey and Matt Parker have done was created the most smartest thing ever. Because like the PC app, like when PC Principal was introduced, that pissed me off. It was like people were so like this. The PC Principal was so pissed off when the most minute thing happened. And that's what pisses me off about today's today's society. The most minute thing can piss you off, and then it grows to something bigger. Like, I can understand if I, as a white American male, were to say the N-word and then call women the C, I can, and call women the C word, I can understand that people would be pretty pissed off if I went and did that. That is something I completely understand. But when if I were to say, or even if I were to even mention, it's like if I were to say something so minute, it would probably offend somebody, but they would get offended for the wrong reason.
Yeah, I honestly hate social justice warriors with a passion. So.
Political correctness needs to go die. It just needs to, because I can understand of someone getting upset for a big reason, but when you get pissed off at a minute thing, then you just need to be out. You need to get the hell out of the conversation, because you obviously can't do it. And I was actually put into a group in my school, and I nearly got pissed off at them for this. This was a group of, basically it was like what to say and what not to say. Like what things you should not say to piss off a person in context, and what things are acceptable to say. If I want to say Merry Christmas, I'll offend some. If I said, okay, Merry Christmas, anybody in this conversation get offended?
No.
I bet you somebody out there did. Somebody watching this video did right now. They got offended me by saying Merry Christmas. You know why?
Because you said Merry Christmas instead of saying Happy Holidays or something weird like that.
Because Merry Christmas is now somehow has been associated with the Christian religion. I'm not Christian.
Neither am I.
I'm not. And hell, I'm a non-denominationist. What that means is I don't believe in anything at all. I'm not an atheist where I only believe in the devil, and I'm not that. I don't believe in it at all. I don't believe in a heaven. I don't believe in a hell. I don't, because a lot of things have thrown my faith into question. Like the obvious. What kind of omnipotent being would take away the mother of a 12-year-old son? And yet he lets robbers, robbers, thugs, and whoever live.
Honestly, even like talking about like religion right now is probably triggering somebody.
But I'm not.
Like, we know you're not saying anything wrong. It's just that
people literally get offended over nothing.
yeah, you could say
Talking to your friend.
that a little speck of dust has no meaning or whatnot, and that'll trigger somebody extremely
I
bad
mean,
to where they go
even if
down.
it's
I'm sorry. I was just out for a minute. What was going on?
um we were just saying how people get way too easily offended over like literally nothing. Okay, like for an example, I know this is gonna trigger somebody, but even if it's like a factual thing, like if you say that men are physically stronger than women, that's gonna trigger somebody, although it's a scientific fact.
Yes.
Hmm.
And Miss Svetlana, would you care to say that you are a woman yourself?
Hmm. Well, I
You,
mean, like, there's no point in to like get offended over that. Like, yes, women can be strong and they can do, I guess, like,
and
have
you
the
know,
same jobs as like guys, but scientific fact, like, I don't know, like, it's just really dumb to get mad over that.
and even the thing to where this whole and PC and feminism. Good God. Even though I am a white American male, this is. I'm going to just say this right now. I have a girlfriend who I love and respect deeply. I
Hmm.
view. I would never. I. I am not the type of person that would. I have a girlfriend, and I love her very deeply. But when women want to make the argument that men are. Or no, no, no. There's an. Just picture for a moment of a heavy set woman dating a skinny guy. Nothing
So a
wrong with
fat
that now,
chick?
is there?
No.
What if the roles were reversed? Heavy set
Oh
guy,
yeah, yeah.
heavy set guy dating a skinny girl. There's got to be something. There must be wrong. That guy's a pig. That guy's a chauvinist. He doesn't respect women at all. But yet,
Hmm.
maybe that heavy set gentleman took that lady out on the most romantic date of her life.
I mean,
Maybe
honestly though too.
what?
Oh, sorry for
No, no,
cutting you
no,
off,
no,
but
no,
I
no,
was
no.
just gonna.
No, no, sorry, sorry. You go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that there's so many double standards that don't even make any sense. Like for an example, like let's just say if I was like extremely overweight, right? And if I said I only want to date guys that's like 6 foot and above, and then if a guy said, well, he'd only want to date skinny girls, and people get offended over that. But then it's like you have standards too, like how everyone wants to date like a supermodel and whatnot. But it's like that's not how things work. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Hmm.
It's
Like,
almost like there was an American Dad episode to where Stan and Francine were renewing their wedding vows, but Stan only loved Francine for her looks, and Francine only loved Stan for being a provider.
hmm
It's kind of like, you know, it's like why be so? That's like so stupid. It's like there are men there are men. I'm sad to say this. There are men out there that treat women like shit.
I mean, and also vice versa too. Let's not
Yes.
forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean there are women that treat men like shit.
Yeah.
But there are good people. There are good Samaritans. And it mind boggles me how women can say these truly feminist women who hate men.
hmm
You know, again, there's a saying that always stuck with me. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
hmm
And that's the truth. That's the truth.
Yeah.
You know, I have the right to my opinion. You have the right to your opinion. You have got the right to your opinion. The person watching this video has the right to their opinion. But when and there was a friend of mine who was actually like running the stand for the Day of Silence. She told me that the one thing that people they would never give her an actual reason because people have a problem, you know, with the LGBT community.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of having a problem with it, why does that piss you off? Why does that upset you? You have the right to be upset, but there's nothing you can do.
Exactly.
Because and I want to say this. I know this is gonna look. If I'm neutral to this, but for the people that get upset about it, just don't. Because you're wasting your breath, you're wasting your time, and you're only gonna make yourself look like an asshole.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is off subject, but is your brother watching The Purge in the background?
Yes.
Oh my god, I love that movie! Woo!
Me too. Which one? The first one or the second?
I am so sorry, guys.
Hey, don't be. Who's excited to see the first Purge? Woo!
I'm actually really excited to see that movie. I've seen all three of the very first Purge movies,
Mm-hmm.
and then after the fourth one comes out, my entire collection is going to be complete.
Oh, that's just the
Honestly,
way.
I really loved the Anarchy one.
Oh,
That's my
Anarchy
personal
was
favorite.
really good.
I really hated the annoying white couple though, to be honest, and I was really sad that the lady didn't die because she was the most annoying out of that group.
Exactly, yeah.
oh, ladies,
Oh my God.
if I'm going to tell you something right now, my spine really gets tingly when I hear the siren. Oh, my goodness.
That's
I just
actually
get
a
such a
really
rush from hearing that.
What the hell?
God, you don't know how badly I want that to play over the loudspeakers.
Oh.
Ah,
Okay then.
just having that as a final bell, Oh, oh what a rush! Just gives me goosebumps.
Mm-hmm. That's higher than a class 4 that he just used to shoot those people with.
Well, I feel that we've made. I feel that we've made good. I feel that we've made good progress today. What do you ladies think?
Yeah.
I believe so, yes.
Well, and this is just my final message. If you haven't done so already, there are 3 things that I would like you to do. And I'm not talking to you, Miss Kid, or you, Miss Svetlana. I'm talking to the people watching this video. Be sure to click that subscribe button. Be sure to click that like icon. And be sure to click the icon and vote in the poll. Chacho for student body president. Chacho, hashtag Chacho can make change. I believe in him. And I support him. But ladies, shall we say arrivederci, do svidania to the audience tonight?
Was that Italian?
Arrivederci was Italian and do svidania was Russian, I guess. But shall we say all those goodbye words, my fine ladies?
Yeah.
Yes,
Good night.
yes, we shall.
All right. Well, good night, everyone.
Night.
Good night, and thanks for having me.
Good night.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, everyone.